All right, I think we got one more. We got time for one more math problem right now. So I got one up on my screen, kind of an algebra question.
So solve for t.
Yeah, and 1 plus 3t is greater than 7.
Oh, okay. This will be easy and quick. So here's the inequality. It's up on the screen. It's called an inequality because what we're kind of saying is that these two sides are actually not equal. One side is greater than the other, so hence inequality. However, inequalities, we pretty much have the same rules when we solve these as we do when we solve equations. Meaning, what I do to one side, I have to also do to the other. And that's just to keep the balance the same as it is at the moment. So what we want to do is isolate that variable, isolate t, get it by itself. So we're going to undo all of the operations that are being applied to this t. If you think about it, at this point, we have addition being applied, and we have multiplication, so 3 times t. So we're just going to undo the addition, and we're going to undo the multiplication. We'll start with our addition. So we're going to start by subtracting 1 from both sides. And so this 1, it's now gone, and I just have 3t on the left side. And what happens with the inequality is it follows down, and it just stays facing in the same direction. The only exception to this rule, and I hated this exception in school because it always made me miss points on my tests because I'd always forget because it was such a little thing. But if you multiply or divide by a negative number, then we have to switch the direction of our sign. So if it says greater than, we're going to change it to less than. If it says less than, we'll change it to greater than. And that's only if we're multiplying or dividing both sides by a negative number. That won't come into play this time, so we're all right. So we'll keep it facing the same way. So we have 3t is greater than 6. Now just to continue to get that t by itself, we're going to divide both of our sides by 2, and we're going to say t is greater than 2. And so that means that anything greater than 2 would make this inequality true. And we could even check that. Like, let's say we picked, I don't know, anything greater than 2. Pick a number greater than 2. Nate.
200.
200, okay. So we're saying that t could be 200. To check that, I'm just going to replace t with 200. So I'm going to say 1 plus 3 times 200, and that's going to be greater than 7. So 3 times 200, we get 600. You can probably already see that this will work. 1 plus 600. 601 is greater than 7. And if we have a true statement here, that means our answer checks out. It's true. Yep. So t is greater than 2. Solve those inequalities just like equations.
And if you really want to get crazy with it, because I love checking my answers, you can check a number smaller than 2,
and make sure that it
make
doesn't
a false
work.
statement.
Yeah. Yes, that's the truth.